Okay, number one, triangle KLM and triangle PRS are similar right triangles. Which proportion can be used to show that the slope of KM is equal to the slope of PS? So looking at my two slopes, I have the change in my Y, which would be K and L on this triangle. And the change in my Y on my larger triangle is P and R. So these would be corresponding sides in my similar right triangles. And those are going to go together, K and L and P and R. Okay, then I have my change in my X, L and M, oops, sorry, L and M, and R and S, again, corresponding sides, L and M, and R and S, so A is my answer. Okay, number two, a worker paints 4 cabinets in 8 hours. Which graph has a slope that best represents the number of cabinets the worker paints per hour? So if it's 4 cabinets in 8 hours, 4 cabinets in 8 hours, I could simplify this to 1 cabinet in 2 hours, or we could say 0.5 cabinets per hour. So if I'm thinking about that, then if I look at graph B here, I can see that in 1 hour, I've gone half, but I can also look at 8, and I can see at 8 hours, I've done 4 cabinets. So B is my answer. Number 5, a printing store used 24 ounces of ink in 18 minutes. Which graph has a slope that best represents the average number of ounces of ink used per minute? So I'm thinking ink per minute. So I have 24 ounces in 18 minutes. Mm, 24 ounces in 18 minutes. So if I have 9 minutes, that would just be 12 ounces. So I'm going to kind of look at my graph. So all I did was simplify, right? Like my Y over my X, 24 ounces in 18 minutes, 12 over 9 would be another simplified fraction. I could also do 4 ounces in 3 minutes, right? So these are all equivalent fractions, which are also my slope, okay? So 4 over 3. So I'm looking at 4, and remember it's 4 ounces for 3 minutes, or 24 ounces for 18 minutes, 12 ounces for 9 minutes. Okay, so 4 ounces for 3 minutes. Go ahead and find that. 3 minutes, you see here at 3 minutes that it's just over 2. But at 3 minutes here, it's right at 4. So B would be my answer. I could also use at 9 minutes that it's 12. So I have 3 and 4 and 9 and 12. Okay, number 4, the graph of a linear function is shown on the coordinate grid. What are the slope and the y-intercept of the function? So my slope, if I'm looking at my change in y over change in x, it's 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 over 8 equals half. My y-intercept is right here where it's crossing the y-axis, and that would be 0 and negative 2. So my slope is half, or 0.5, and my y-intercept is 0 and negative 2. The table shows a linear relationship between the variables x and y. What are the slope and y-intercept of the linear relationship? So the slope is the change in my y over the change in my x. So plus 5, 16.5 to 21.5 is plus 5. The change in my x is 2. So 5 over 2, which also equals 2.5. Okay, let's try out that slope. 5 times 2.5. 5 times 2.5 is going to give me 12.5. So 5 times 2.5 equals 12.5. So that means I need to add 4 to get 16.5. 7 times 2.5 is 17.5. So I need to add 4 to get to 21.5. And 11 times 2.5 is 27.5. So I need to add 4 to get to 31.5. So my y-intercept would be 4. What are the slope and the y-intercept of the linear function shown on the grid here? So if I look here, my y-intercept is located somewhere between -1 and -2. And my slope is going down 2 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So -2 over 8 equals -1/4. So my slope is -1/4. So it's going to be C. Number 7, the line graphed on the coordinate grid can be used to determine the number of inches of water added to a swimming pool after different numbers of hours. Yeah, I'm making a video, just a little one. Which statement best describes the slope of the graphed line? So I'm going to start here at 0, 0, and I'm going to find another point. So the first good point I find is right here, going from 0 all the way up to 12. So I have a change in y of 12, and I have a change in x of 5. 12 over 5 should be my slope. So I'm looking for something that's equivalent to 12 divided by 5, which equals 2.4. So my answer is C. Okay, number 11, which representation describes a proportional relationship? That would be B, because it's a straight line and it goes through the origin. Okay, which table shows a proportional relationship between x and y? Remember, I'm looking for y over x, y divided by x. So -8.5 divided by -4.5 equals about 1.8, and -4, oops, oh, sorry, -4 over 3 does not equal 1.8. So that is not proportional. Okay, y over x, 1.5 divided by -4.5 equals 1/3. -1/3. -1 divided by 3 also equals -1/3. -2 divided by 6 also equals -1/3. And if I do -3.5 over 10.5, it also equals -1/3. This is my proportional graph. Okay, number 10. The coordinate grid shows XY. Which measurement is closest to the length of XY in units? So I'm going to make myself my right triangle. And I'm going to use my Pythagorean theorem of a squared plus b squared equals c squared. This side has a length of 6. This side has a length of 10. I'm looking for my hypotenuse, which is my c squared. So I have 6 squared plus 10 squared equals c squared. 6 squared plus 10 squared is 136. So c squared equals 136. I'm going to square root the square root of 136 is 11.6. So it's approximately 11.6 for the length of XY. B will be my answer. And that's my closest choice. Okay, last question. Which proportion must be true if these two figures are similar? I want to pay attention really carefully to this angle right here, because that's going to show me where my corresponding angles are. So things are kind of turned slightly on my shape, which makes things a little bit more difficult than they would be otherwise, okay? So that did make things more difficult here, but I'm going to go ahead and imagine these are turned. So I have L, M, N, K. And so L and P go together, okay? And M and R are going to go together because of that angle. And then we're going to go ahead and the one, I'm sorry, that is not right. Okay, L and P cannot go together. Let me erase that. I apologize. Okay, we know those angles go together. Let's start with that, okay? All right, so looking next to that angle, like going the direction of that angle, this y here corresponds with 4.12. Okay, this 9 here is going to correspond with 3, and I'm kind of working around my shape now. This 8.91 goes with x, and this 12.84 goes with 4.28. Okay, which proportion must be true then? We want to make sure my corresponding sides are together. So x and 4.28 are on the same shape, but my x here should be going with 8.91. Okay, so A is not my answer because 8.91 should be with x. Okay, B, I can see x and 8.91. And let's see, 4.12 can go with x. That's my red side, so I'm going to switch to red. Oops. Okay, and 4.12 has to go with the side that I highlighted with it. So that was my red side, so that can't be my right answer. 9 over 3 can go together. Those are corresponding sides, 9 and 3. And y, that's my red side, and 4.28. Okay, those can't go together either. Okay, going to my last one, 9 and 3 once again can go together. And then we have y and 4.12. So 9, oh, y, sorry, my red side, y, and 4.12, and those are corresponding sides as well, y and 4.12. So D is my answer. D is my answer. We did throw this question out in your score, but now you can at least see why this was an exceptionally challenging question. So we dropped this one from your score and got points back if you got it wrong. So good for you if you got this one right. It was exceptionally difficult. Lots of work to do on that one.